Okay, so I don't know if you saw my last video complaining about aperture or not, but to sum it up, if you didn't see it, my Aperture 120 broke, which I use as this light, my main light. It didn't break, but it kind of annoyingly broke. So I'm looking for a replacement for that light, and today I'm taking a look at the Godox KNOWLED, K-N-O-W, not N-O-L-E-D. It's the M300D, which so far seems to be a pretty good alternative to the Aperture 120D, since that one is kind of annoyingly broken. So this is a semi-compact light head with a power box all in one. So we've got two cables, one from the wall to the power box, one from the power box up to the light head, which I think is super convenient. The cables themselves seem nice and sturdy. They've got really solid connections, which I'm a big fan of. So as I'm moving the light around, nothing accidentally gets jostled or unplugged too easily, especially the power cable into the box. That thing actually like twists and locks in, which is awesome. As the cool kids say, it's clutch. Maybe that's not even cool anymore. I don't know. I don't hang out with the kids. So what makes this light special, you ask? Honestly, not a whole lot. It's just a really solid light. It doesn't have a whole lot of effects, although it does have a few. It doesn't change colors, although I do think they're coming out with a bicolor option, so you can change the color balance up or down a little bit. Honestly, that has never mattered to me. I've never been in a situation where, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen or will never happen to me, where I'm like, I don't want it to be a daylight balance light. Yes, I do have this light back here, which is blue, but that does like a billion different effects and it's really cool. But sometimes I don't need all of that in a light. I just want a solid light that works and shoots direct light. Usually that's my main light, and that's what this is. The other special thing about this is it's compatible with like a bazillion, not really a bazillion, probably more like a dozen different accessories from Godox. Anything from spotlight mounts to frenzel, I can never say that right. Barn doors, I've got a giant softbox on it now. Just you can put a lot of different lighting modifiers on this, which is really cool. Makes for a very versatile light, especially if you've got a couple of them and you want to do you could literally do this whole lighting setup with just this light head and like 5 different modifiers. Yes, that's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but it's pretty nice to have that option. So the nice thing is if you're moving from aperture to this light and you have a softbox setup, your softbox will fit on this. It's the same Bowens mount on this light as it was on the aperture. So that was actually pretty convenient. So when you first open this box, when you first get it arrive, you pull it out of the box. It comes in a case about the size of your standard like airplane roll-on suitcase, maybe a little bit bigger. I was a little taken back by that. It seemed a little bit bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So it does take up a bit more space. Be aware of that. But so far it seems to be a really good quality, well built, nice quality of light. I love what's coming off of here. Fan, so far I'm a fan. Speaking of fans, you can actually turn the fan off if you're in a really, really quiet environment and that fan is too loud. I honestly haven't even heard it yet, but you can turn the fan off on the thing, on the light. So if you're picking it up on the microphone, you can turn it off pretty easily. One thing to note about the fan is it is limited to 25% power if you turn the fan off, and then 60% power if your fan is set on low. So what I really like about this is they've included some pretty nice long cables. They seem like really good quality cables. Now, I'm not usually a big fan of long cables, especially when you get something that requires a USB cable and they send you 6 feet of USB cable and you really just want like a 6-inch USB cable. I really get annoyed about that. But for my lights, I like having the option of longer cables. I've got right now the power cable like strung from the back of my studio up to this light. The cable from the power control box up to the light head is way longer than it needs to be if you're gonna hang it from a stand. But if you need to put it way up in the sky, that's actually a really good thing. I've got a few lights that cable, like this light back here, the cable on that down to this little power box right there. is about 2.5 feet long, and that thing weighs about 3 pounds. So you've got to have that thing dangling. I'm not a big fan of that on that light, but on this Godox light, you've probably got, I didn't measure it, maybe 20 feet, 15, 10, 15, 20 feet of cable, something like that. So if you want to hang this light up like overhead, you've got plenty of cable to get from that power box up overhead. I think that's a really well thought out. I would actually like it maybe if they split that and shipped you 2 shorter cables. That way you don't always have to have the longer cable on there. And this light will let you know if you don't have your cable fully connected to your light head. The other thing I've been liking about this so far is the light and the power box itself have really nice solid handles on them. The lock handle on the side of the light to tilt up and down seems very, very solid. That's one thing that always bugged me about my aperture light is I felt like I had to crank that thing down so hard. I always felt like I was gonna break it and it was still creep down. This one seems really solid, easy to crank down. I don't feel like I'm gonna break it at all. I mean, I probably could, but I'm not going to. It does come with a fairly large case. I wish it was a little bit more compact, but it's very well padded. Everything's gonna be nice and secure in there, so I understand. And it does come with a super clamp, so you can mount the power pack directly to a stand if you don't wanna hang it off of a knob. I like to have big knobs on my stands. That way they're just easy to grip, turn, hang things on, like the power pack. So multiple options on how to attach that power pack to your light stand if you want. Now, the things I don't like about this, I'm gonna say honestly, probably not too much other than the size. It's a little bit bigger than I would have expected, but for the power that I'm getting out of this, it's not that bad. I'm not gonna complain about it that much. It's, I don't know, not a huge deal. So just as a reference, my Aperture 120D, for this light, I used to run it at 86% power. Now this Godox M300D, I'm currently running it at 25%. So I have a lot more power in here that I could pump out if I needed to, which is nice. It's nice to have that range every once in a while. I just felt like I needed a little bit more out of my Aperture 120. But for most scenarios, it was fine. They do make a M200D version of this, which is a little bit cheaper and a little bit less power, but I think for the price difference, definitely go for the 300. And I'm pretty sure they're coming out with a 600 watt version in a couple of months. So if you wanted just a massively bright light, maybe hold off for that one. Now, do I think this light is worth it? So far, it seems like a really good light, really solid, well built. It is well within the price range of a light of this style, a light of this power. I think it's worth it. I would definitely give it a shot, as I am right now. I'm giving it a shot. And just FYI, this video isn't sponsored, but I am an affiliate through B&H, so they did send me this light to test out. I don't get to keep it, unfortunately. I do have to send it back. I'll probably test out another couple of lights, so stick around for that. We'll test out a couple more lights. So if you want to see the other lights I'm going to test out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're down there. Get all my new videos, bells. I think there's a bell. Hit all the buttons. I don't know. Hit the thumbs up if you like this. If you don't and you're still here, hit that thumbs down. Let me know why. Put that in the comments. Let me know why you like it. Let me know what helps. Let me know what doesn't. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys next time.